This is Bharat FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
ये है भारत FM.
बजेगा भारत झूमेगा भारत.
Namaste everyone. Welcome to the show Beyond Borders. So today we have a very special guest, a youngest guest till now. So he is the one who is like a TEDx speaker, public speaker, author, and the activist, Parth Kalra. So I would welcome him to the show. Welcome, Parth. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for having me here.
I'm glad to have you. Like, you're such an inspiring and bright kid that could motivate many of the people around, and the kids especially. So I really welcome you, and I want to congratulate you on your achievements. Recently I saw that you presented your book to the President of India. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much. And when we were having the conversation behind these things, I was so more inspired by you, to be honest. So it's the mutual administration group.
No, I'm glad. So I was so curious, and I wanted to ask, like, you are having excellence in your academics and doing the social activities and the other things. How you are balancing all of those things?
Thank you for acknowledging me, first of all. Well, time management is one thing. Somewhere or the other, we all try to lack and we improve. I would believe that world is fastest when we stop. When we stop doing any work, we seem that the world is running at the fastest pace possible. So it's always for us a tackle or a difficulty to maintain our time, be it with our co-curricular activities, be it with any other stuff. Whenever we take different opportunities, it is difficult to manage time, but it can be done with an ease. How I practice this is I make my weekly priorities, like what is urgent and what is more important is at top, and what is important, maybe not that urgent, is just little below that. So that's how I manage it. It's not that academic is over the other co-curricular and not vice versa, but they both stand totally on the same level, and sometimes it is one on the other above.
Wow, that's a bright calculation for a kid to calculate. Is it fine with you? I am calling that kid because I feel you are such a bright person, and I can see that potential in you. So that's wonderful. So
I
when
would
you, yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
I would always love to be called by kid than an adult.
Okay, so yeah, that's a good part. So the thing, how do you balance your academic commitments and your writing and your activism, right? This is the three different things, how you are managing all those things together.
All right, ma'am. As I mentioned, I always set my priorities. I don't go with daily to-do list because I think if I'm not able to make up to that, I get disappointed. And I've seen other people, they make daily to-do list and then when they're disappointed, they leave that. So what I tried is I try to make a weekly priority list where I state maybe 8 to 10 different things which I prioritize to do it weekly. And so I have my mindset that I have to complete it by the end of the week. So even that gives me more sense of achievement because at the end I'll be able to complete it. Maybe not that in a day or something. So that's how I prioritize my work. I keep my academics as well. I keep my co-curricular, be it public speaking or any other thing I have to do for that matter, in that list. So that's how I set my priorities. And some of the things which do not get mentioned in the list and come impromptu and that had to be tackled because they are urgent and important.
Yeah, nicely explained. So, when you are doing these activist thing and working in the school together, what is that special cause you are working for? What is, can you please explain a little bit to the viewers about that, what you are doing and what you are planning to do further about that?
All right, ma'am. So basically, I would take up the course which I had discussed in TED, and the video is yet to be out. But my trailer got released before that itself, the promo video actually. So that was about thalassemia itself and how the people of thalassemia or the thalassemia kids are surviving in their lives and what the difficulties they are facing through and going through. And I'm related to that cause because one certain day I saw an advertisement, and allow me to share that advertisement with you. That was
Sure.
basically a small girl going into a hotel and presenting a rose to every person sitting on the table and saying thank you. And that person was wondering, why is this little girl saying thank you to me, who he does not even know? So that little girl said that person, well, thank you, sir, because somebody saved my life by donating blood. And I don't know who saved my life. And that can be you. And that is something which, shook me from inside. We can get motivation from anywhere and everywhere. It's just what we observe deeply. So I'm a thalassemic and I have been getting blood or getting transfusion of blood since 17 years. But that is the time I realized that there are many life saviors in my life and I need to thank them. And for others also, there are a number of life saviors which I might be did not acknowledge. But from then, I started to work for this cause because I saw those people. I just saw those children in front of me who were getting injections and they were taking it with a smile, not because it did not hurt them, but more because they were in habitual and they embraced it. So that time I realized I need to fight for this and make this world zero thalassemia.
Okay, great cause. I mean, I appreciate the thing and that broad thought that you are coming out and trying to solve the problem who are dealing with that. So, do you want to share anything like which they can do before, like when kid uh, go there and it's like they already are infected and having the disease, now it's like undone, but what the precautions or the care we should take as a society to improve that condition so that other kid or other person should not suffer with that big issue.
Sure, ma'am. And I would consider this as a great platform to spread the word so this could prevent this disease because that is what is the motto. So, first of all, that is a CTA, that is call to action. So, the first is get yourself thalassemia carrier test, that is C, carrier test. That is T, test your better half. And A, adopt a child. So, basically, thalassemia is a genetic disorder. It does not happen from yourself or any defect, but it is a hereditary problem. So if your parents have some genes, that is due to the genes which happens to a child. So if the parents, before giving a birth to a child, get this test done, so they will not produce a thalassemia child. A minor child would be produced. So they could be prevented it if they check that thalassemia carrier test. That would be detected if the birth of the baby will be safe or there will be some thalassemic minors or thalassemic major. Second of all, that person, like first I should get test and even my partner, because there are some chances in each one of us that is in the genes. And third of all, if there are by anyhow chances, we can always adopt a child, because rather than a lifelong disease to give it, adopting a child, because we have a huge adoption rate, be it in India, be it in US. The child
Right.
are so in orphan homes, and with adoption rate rising, we can prevent this as well. So it will kill two birds with one stone.
Right, right. I mean, the great information to share with the people around so they can work on it rather than suffering. So it's a great cause to work on with, and you have a lot of information to share with the people. So, in regards of that, I want to ask you, like, as you are the public speaker and you are talking at many various big platforms, so how your speaking skills and writing skills are helping you to grow and show that activism outside and the vice versa, like how that activism is supporting you in that part and that part how supporting in that cause.
All right, ma'am. Thank you for that question because I think that is something very vital we need to discuss. Communication is one thing we humans, we could say that one thing after these basic necessities, which keeps us alive, is communication. And why I say though? Because if a person is isolated, that goes into a different cycle of life, which is not healthy. But communication is one thing which lets us express, be it any of the emotion. And I use my communication only and try to make it effective through public speaking or through writing, and that can change into activism. If we take the examples of history, in earlier times there was no mass media popular. People used to just write maybe an articles and try to publish it. That was the one way of mass media, like the newspapers was most popular then. So that is how we learned that, how communication can be powerful back from the history. I also try to implement that in my daily life wherever possible. I try to write articles or maybe submit in my school magazine, a small step from my side, or even writing or speaking at different platforms. Because I think communication can be one thing which can not only be used to raise awareness, but can also be used to change a bigger cause. Because if some people could be changed or they could change their mindset just by one's thought, that is biggest thing one could do. And I'm trying to do my part by it.
Wow, wonderful. So I in that regard, do you have any experience or any event or any memory with you in your mind stuck and you want to share with us that happened something and that stuck your in your mind still or touched your heart? Any experience you want to share?
For me, ma'am, to be very honest, any appreciation, any genuine appreciation after I deliver a speech or I write a content is a great memory. But to point out one, yes, I'll tell that after TED, when people approached me by saying that, I want to donate blood, I want to support that cause, that won my heart. And that is something I was looking for. So at that time, I thought, the purpose of my speech was over. That is successful. Because if people are asking me how to donate blood and how to help the people, my job has been done. So that was the biggest memory I'll ever take with. And I'll try to create more such memories only.
Oh, amazing. So like I can see that smile on your face and I can feel the emotion that what you have felt that time when you were doing that and people were approaching you. So that's great to hear. In the conversation when you are talking to the people and you are on the stage and public speaking, so like this is the closed confined area, but we are in the age of technology, so much social media, so many platforms. That's good in a way and it's supporting many cause. So what do you feel about that how that social media is helping you to spread your message, your word to the audience worldwide?
All right, ma'am. I believe that nothing is good and positive by itself. It's how we utilize it. Now, let us take an example of money. Now, money could be used for such a good economic development. But if somebody puts at a wrong place, then it's not the fault of money, but it's how we are using it.
That's right.
Similarly, I would quote it for social media. It's a great platform used for communicating, and it was invented for the same purpose. So even in my life, I try to use it as effectively as I could, as progressively as I could. And like we have worked on a channel named as Wheel of Life, and we have collaborated on that page. So that page also shows how are we helping. Like we are a team of more than 5 people in that, and we are working on different aspects of life, which includes education, which includes entertainment, which includes infotainment, which also includes self improvement, careers, and the other things, everything which makes a perfect life complete. So, social media has always been helping me to spread my voice, to get connected with people, and to interact. So, I would say social media is all good.
Okay, that's great, amazing. So, what do you like in regards of that when you are on those social media platform? Do you get what kinds of messages you are getting? Right, all the positive that hey guy, you are doing big things and you are doing wonderful job, or you get some negative side as well.
Okay, so basically, every coin has two sides,
Yeah.
and it's always a two-way road. There were times when I have received negative comments. There were times when I have positive comments, and I have been receiving. But I consider myself to be too blessed. I have so many great friends, and they always support me. I have so great mentors. They have always been supporting. So the positive comments are more. So I do not even see the negative comments because my friends are always there to support me and the back. So it's more of positive flooding, I would say.
Okay, so like focusing the your words making me think that focus on the positive even if the negative is coming in your way.
Of course, ma'am. Of course, very nicely stated.
Okay, so that's pretty nice to hear such kind of thoughts from a young man who is going to forward in his journey and going to do a lot in the future with the social life and the academics as well. So tell me one thing, when you are talking and getting information and spreading awareness, from where you are getting that awareness, how you are educating yourself and getting that information, and how you are keep updating yourself in regards of that?
Thank you. I would say that if it's about thalassemia, I myself who is affected it, so my environment taught me everything about it. I did not
Okay.
have to, go and ask somebody, but my experience and the surrounded with. I have been more times into hospital than any hotel, I would say. So that gave me a journey where how the people were affected. I could see the pain, not just of mine, but different kids who were just 1 year in age, or maybe even less than that. And about any other topic, again, that is the environment we surround with tells us. Like, for instance, if we take an example, if somebody is raising the calls for environment, they get motivated or inspired by the what is going and revolving around the world. They get inspired by the events, they get motivated to serve for the cause. And similarly, I would say that it's the environment which is teaching me, it is the nature. And my of course, the parents, teachers, and other social media sites which have been updating us with the information. So that's how I keep updated with it.
Okay, okay, that's wonderful. So, I want to ask you, when you were preparing and when you were trying to come on the stage, when did you find that public speaking is something you have in yourself and you should come out and do that? When did you feel that?
It's not always a journey of ups. It surely had downs as well. Because every journey has ups and downs, and then it's only a great journey to be called for.
Definitely.
In the, in the start, I was not somebody who was, fond of public speaking or somebody who was cherished as a good public speaker. In the start, I usually had downs only. Like in my classroom, when I was given an opportunity to do the comparing or to host the show, I did brutal. I did as bad as I could. So my like in the fourth grade, in the fifth grade, in the sixth grade, so I only had this down graph. But when I started to improve, when I started to take mentorship from Priyanka ma'am, the graph suddenly and gradually started moving up. And there was again downs, but that was not as deep as it started with. So I would say it was more on when Priyanka ma'am guided me throughout this, and I started to have a gradual increase in rise, and I try to be better every day.
Yeah, I indeed would say that Priyanka ma'am is a wonderful educator. She is spreading a lot of knowledge and awareness and raising kids to stand by their own. So
Very true.
her cause is really great. So when you were doing that, how what the tips you want to share with the kids around? Then not everyone is the stage person. Not everyone are comfortable with the mics, and not everyone, even the people having a lot of knowledge, it's just not the kids, even the adults, they have a lot of knowledge but they can't gather that courage to get on the stage and talk and get that information out from themselves. So how do you have, please share some tips with the audience and the kids and the everyone, then how they can improve their public speaking skills, and how they can come to the stage without having any kind of fear.
I think, ma'am, everyone has the ability to communicate and they can express. Let's take an example. For instance, if we ask them to speak about their favorite topic, it could be anything. It could be from cooking to gaming or maybe to about any book or any movie. If that person likes that, they can speak for hours, and I can assure you on that. So if that topic is asked them to deliver that maybe in front of the crowd or on the stage, they will do it fantastically. So it's not just about they did not know it or they need to improve the public speaking, but it's just about giving it a shot. It's just about trying it, because everybody can be a great speaker because we are communicating in our daily life. We are communicating and expressing our thoughts and emotions with the other. It's just because people have not done it, so they do not think their capability. But it's just like they have to try it to once do it. And as far as I believe, everyone can be a great speaker. Just they have to once try it and give it their shot. Maybe in front of the small bunch of people, small bunch of if they are maybe within the relatives or their family, and everyone can achieve that very easily, because I have seen that there were many people who have hindrance maybe to share on stage, but when you ask them a topic of their heart which they believe in so much in the group and not on the stage, they share it so beautifully. They share the stories, they share the incidents. So by giving them courage that time, we can ask them to go on the stage and share the art again. So that's what I believe now.
Okay, so in all that context, art of storytelling, I have seen you have wonderful that in yourself. So please tell little bit points about that storytelling. That if someone needs to tell a story or any topic to the people around, how they can add up those dots and create a beautiful story out of it?
So, ma'am, if it's about storytelling, it's more about visualization because it more has to be showing the people than just telling the people. People should be able to paint the pictures of the characters, of the atmosphere, of the dialogues, of the emotions, especially. So, when the speaker delivers it with the emotions, delivers it with the pace, and changes the voice modulation, it automatically gives an typical visualization. For example, if that's a story about lion and the rat, then the lion voice has to be with a great roar and something, which is proud. And whereas mouse voice has to be very little and calm. So that shows there is a transformation. Now, when there is a king, that person will have a harsh and, bravery voice. But similarly, if that's a servant or somebody working under him, that has to have a polite voice. So all these little changes. And before, if you are going to deliver a story, first you should feel the story within self. You should understand and go through the journey of that characters. And once you have done it, you can surely give it a visual description to your audience and the viewers.
Okay. Okay, wonderful insight to share with. So, when you are doing and you are like, you must be around the kids of your age and the students who are coming to you for the help. What is that special thing which for which they are coming to you?
All right, ma'am. So if I have to tell that special thing, that would be again to write or to maybe help them with the speaking. But I consider I am myself as improving, so I try to do my bit. Like my brothers or sisters approach me for maybe writing their content, or whenever they are participating in this events of the school, they approach me for scripting their scripts or maybe helping them how to be better. So that is what I am approached for.
Okay, okay. So when you are doing all these things and you are doing your academics and such thing, all the extracurricular activities. So you mentioned your channel, Wheel of the Life, right? If I'm correct, is
Yes,
it
ma'am. Read of life.
Wheel of Life? So please explain a little bit. What is the motto of your Wheel of the Life? Why did you make it, and what you want to proceed or what you want to show from that to the people and the audience?
Wheel of Life is basically an initiative started by five of our friends, and it is basically working on the 8 parameters, and which includes career, friendship, relationship, education, and entertainment as well. And
Okay.
it's an initiative where we are trying to put videos, be it of self-improvement, be it of even of facial beauty, be it of even education, be it even some stuff of memes, and coming into the category of entertainment. The perspective remains again to stay happy and better, to make somebody's life better and a happier life. Now, for example, we are coming up with a project which is going to be a magazine. We all are working on it currently, and that magazine is going to be centered around the environment in the month of the June. So that will be focusing on the environment work our team has done, or the other people are doing so brilliantly outside, but they lack recognition. So we try from our side to provide a forum where they could get recognized and acknowledged. So that's how Wheel of Life is working, to bring a change and to start change by themselves.
Great initiative. So, I mean, that's a wonderful information you are sharing with everyone. And like how, what the message you want to give the students? Like, I think you are just going to appear in the boards, 12th boards this year.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what advice? Like you are a college senior now. So and after that, I mean school senior. I in here in US we say that college, so it's my the normal term. So in the school, as you are the most senior in the class, so can you please share some advice or what the that information you or the piece of advice you want to share with the kids around you, your juniors?
So my one piece of advice remains consistency.
Okay.
uh, Consistent effort always result in big success. It's always those small micro steps which leads to a macro result and a better, of course. Now if that consistency of procrastination, the result will be that. And if that consistency is of learning and experience gaining, that will result into a bigger and a good result which they're expecting. And one more advice is, there are times of both people try to get deviated from the co-curricular activities, and they try to just focus on the marks or maybe the boards. They just aim at scoring the marks in the board, which is the end result, and which has to be. But they should also focus on building their profiles, they should also focus on building and gaining more experience by doing the co-curricular activities, because that is the time when real development happens. So the advice remains to focus on each and every aspect, experience, explore, and get as far as good exposure you can get, but remain consistent as well in your studies.
Okay, great message to be delivered. So I want to just summarize one thing, and you just correct me if I am not right. So you wanted to say, if you are doing something and you want to achieve something, keep doing whatever you are doing. And if there is some downfalls and you are not going up to the mark, it's okay. It's all right to do that. Is that what
Of
you are
course,
trying?
ma'am.
Is that
Of course, ma'am. Of course, ma'am.
okay? So because it's like sometime a clear, because kids when they are in this big journey of achieving or in the life or in the progress, they sometimes get demotivated, or a little failure can just hit them hard and they just stop doing everything. So that being motivated is also a thing. How you all the time motivated? How you motivate yourself?
All right, ma'am. So basically, I think it's more about learning sometimes. Like when I participate in events, I try to make myself very clear that what is my purpose of going. Is that just winning the competition, or is that beyond that? So I always keep my work list that way. I always try to keep my head clear before even going to that event so I don't come disappointed. And when I go with an ambition or an aim to maybe learn and to make good friends, to make great social connects, I always win, to be honest, though I win the prize or not. Like, for instance, whenever I participate in Model United Nations conferences, I always make sure that I come back with 5 people whom I can call back even after my event. And I have made good connections in that, just in this those 2 days time frame. I have made some good friends out of there. And that is a great win. A total win-win situation. Maybe which I could have not won after getting that award and playing maybe badly or negatively over there and winning the trophy or whatever was the achievement award for. But that is where I don't see myself, as a failure, because I've come out as a great learner. I try to learn. So whenever you're going for something, maybe a small conference, maybe a small group discussion, maybe a small presentation, go with an aim to maybe learn, to be better, and to make good connections or whatever possible. And then always you will come with a smile on your face.
Right, right. I agree to that because, like, when we go with the thought of that, okay, I need to win or I want to win, in that whole scenario, we just face the anxiety. Or I think it applies to everyone, not
Yeah.
only the kids. Like, when we go with the thought, okay, I have to win this competition and I have to get that prize for school or for myself, that thought gives us anxiety. And then we are not able to perform, and then we lose both of the things.
True, true, because we are already in our pressure by our thoughts, by our mindset. So that also drains our performance.
Definitely. Yeah. So that's what you experienced and you shared. So I mean, that's really a great and a great message you are giving to everyone about that, how you should proceed when you are going to talk. So, can you please share your upcoming assignment or the initiatives you are going to do? Like you are working with the United Nations, right? That's what we shared and I saw on the social media platform. So please share something about your great initiatives and assignments, who upcoming assignments.
So one which I already mentioned in my previous answers regarding the magazine, which Wheel of Life is coming up with. And second of all, as we were talking about Model United Nation Conference, so that is basically a demo of that demo of the United Nation, which in my school we are hosting at Delhi Public Schools, Faridabad. So that's a resolution conference, and we are working on that, and I am in the organizing team of that. So I'm also working upon that, building a conference event management and stuff, and the bigger initiative which is coming is again the Environment magazine, which is going to be launched in June by the Wheel of Life. So these two projects are something which we are working on and hope for the best.
Okay, congratulations and all the best to all
Thank
of
you
you
so much.
kids. You guys are doing wonderful job, and that's an inspiring thing for the many other kids around, right? It's not just one thing; it's just thought. It's a seed of thought, like you are putting in the minds that you can do that, activities and being an activist for the cause, and we can support the community likewise.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So I just want to ask you one thing. Who is your biggest inspiration and the real life hero?
See, we can find inspiration anywhere. If I see somebody, who is doing so great on the Instagram reels, I get inspired. And sometimes I would also be like, oh wow, he's doing so great and I'm not doing anything. So there have been also those many, many inspirations. But if you talk about real life heroes, it again are my parents. They're my parents who have been constantly supporting me. And of course, Priyanka ma'am, who had been helping me in each of my life and through my thick and thin.
Wow, wow, that's good. And any other like we all have heroes, like the books, the biographies. Which one is that kind of like people read Steve Jobs and the Mark Zuckerberg and the other kind of people who are influential and who are doing some great in their life. So, what do you read?
All right, ma'am. I am more of a self-help book lover. I have been reading quite a number of books, and I try to learn maybe a small message of it. I'm not somebody who. It's very difficult to implement each and everything of a book, but I make sure I try to learn at least one or two lessons from the book. Like, for instance, if I am to share, the Seven Divine Laws was the book written by Swami Mokunanda. So I tried to learn from that how I could build my greater relationship with God. Like we always keep that, a trade relationship with God we have been doing in when we are going in temples or any worship place, that if God gives me this, I'll worship this way. So I used to do it because that's what I have been taught, and that's what I have been seeing in my environment. And that was not wrong or true, but when I started to read that book, I discovered that it is beyond that. The relationship between God is just a faith. So from that time I stopped asking God, make me win in the competition, or praying for that reason. So I just say that, give me how much I have done my hard work, or pay me just the fruits of my hard work. So whenever I say this, it's always in my mind, क्या मैंने आज इतना काम किया है that I can win. So it's always in my mind also when I say that pay me or the fruits of my hard work. So I question myself, was my hard work also equivalent for the achievement? So that's how I have learned from that small book, and that has changed. That was last year when I read, and that has changed till now. And I hope that I maintain that legacy.
ओके दैट्स वंडरफुल। और जो बात आपने कही कि मैं खुद से पूछता है कि मैंने इतना काम किया है, ये बहुत अच्छा थॉट है, राइट? कि आप पहले खुद को सेल्फ एनालाइज करके देखते हैं कि क्या मैंने उस मार्क तक काम किया है जिसके लिए मुझे भगवान वो प्रेजेंट या वो रिटर्न गिफ्ट देने वाले हैं। तो दैट्स अ रियल सेल्फ एनालिसिस व्हिच यू आर रिफ्लेक्टिंग योरसेल्फ, so that reflection is working pretty good with you.
Yes, sir.
So that's, I mean, it's great talking to you. You are giving such great insight in that young age where people are, it's hard to figure out what stream to choose. And you are having such clear thoughts. So, okay, one more thing. When you are around the kids, they are coming for the help, they are sharing your thoughts and daily hurdles and the exams and coming, and there is a lot of pressure. And for all that, what advice you want to give those kids and to the parents as well from your own perspective as a child?
My advice remains same, that when you're focusing on marks, don't just keep your focus on that side. Keep a good amount, but remember to also focus on exposure and experience. Try to innovate more, try to work on different aspects. Like always try to work on one of your passion, one of your talent, or any of the art forms, be it singing, dancing, these writing skills, comedy skills, or maybe the mimicry and the actings. But try to do it. Even I've seen many Indian parents forcing their children to just be focused on the mark system and the grade system. I've observed it in the parent teachers meetings. Like they're asking the children to withdraw the names from the councils, from the leadership councils, or maybe from the events they're participating in, and asking them to just focus on the five core subjects. But which should be apparently false. They should try to put their kids in that activities, because that's something they are going to build a leadership skill. They're going to develop social connections, which is at the end going to help them in life. And I believe that if it's possible, we should have some grading system for these type of activities, maybe 20%.
Oh,
So
yeah,
that's what.
it's reasonable. You are not asking much. It's reasonable.
So that would also create a culture where students, teachers, as well as their parents could promote these type of activities, and that will not be a one-way road just from the students or teachers, but that will also come from parents, and that's where I think we lack. So if we are trying to focus on different things, on the activities, which is developing ourselves, which is developing our talents, that would give us great results.
Okay. So that
So
is go ahead. Go ahead.
So my advice will be the same. Try to explore and innovate as much as possible. Do not just hinder yourself and focus on the one aim of getting marks. That should be, but try to also explore different things.
Yes, because that's expand your brain to surrounding, and you are more aware, and you are doing many things which can help you to support the academics part as well. So
Yes,
that's all. What I believe as a parent and listening you young guys is like that's all come together in a one basket. If you are losing that, that's getting disbalanced and it's not coming together. So in all that context, when we are talking about the students and the parents and all that, so tell me, if uh, you are today something, if you were not that, what you would be?
I would want to be somebody as a good singer, but I can't be because I don't have a good voice to sing. But I would surely want to be, or maybe somebody who could draw well. I can draw maybe 5 on the scale of 10, or maybe even less. If I ask my friends, they would rate me pathetically. But I would want to be maybe a singer or a good artist.
Okay, so you like that creativity and artistic things attracts you.
Yes, they do very
Oh,
much.
okay, so I would do some rapid fire with you. Let's see how quick answers are coming and the real honest answers.
I'll try my best to be as quick as possible.
Okay, no worries. So, what is your favorite book?
Okay, the Atomic Habits is one of it.
Okay, what is your favorite pastime?
Pastime again on the phone. Maybe I'm working, or maybe I'm seeing social media sites, my pages.
Okay, so any creative habit you want to do?
Any creative habit, if I want to do, it would be developing a new habit, developing a
Oh,
new skill, maybe to play guitar or musical instruments.
okay, because there is a proven fact that if you are in the music or playing any instrument or even listening to the music, that changing your brain pattern. That's how you can change your wavelength and the mindset. That helps a lot.
Music has true vibes and it can change the environment. It can maybe transfer your happiness into sadness, your sadness into happiness. They have a true sense of emotion they can carry. That is why they said listen some peaceful or calm music in the morning when you wake up, because that can freshen your whole day. And I truly believe in that. I practice that during my boards. I try to listen very calm music when I wake up and away from all the noise and those phones, and that helped me a lot. I would say that helped me increase my focus and concentration.
Okay, that's great. Okay, three core values you soar by.
Three core values, I would say that first would be determination, that one must always be determined. Second, and the biggest thing is, never give up on yourself. Do not. Always have a positive attitude and a positive approach, and never give up on yourself. And third would be never give up on things. Do not try to give up. Try to always do your part, because it's always better to give something than to just quit because you thought you cannot do. But you should not regret after which that I could have done that better. I could have given my input. So always try to be determined. Always try to believe in yourself. That is positive attitude. That is not giving up on yourself. And third, do not quit on things, because it's sometimes we underestimate ourselves and we are beyond that, like the beyond borders.
Yeah, be oh, thank you. In we like always self doubt. Yeah, there is a healthy thing to self analyze and reflect. But when we go into the zone of self reflection, that hurts our personality.
Yeah, we should never underestimate ourselves and our capabilities. When we go in the reason of self doubt, we fall into a cycle which makes us move down and drags us to the down. Because when we are having a self doubt, we also trust our potentials. We question our potentials, but rather we should try to explore and try to feed ourselves with positive manifestations, positive words that we can do it. Maybe let's give it a try. What if I could do it? What if, let me just try. If I did not win, I'll still be able to learn something. So if we have that approach, we'll always come again with a smile on our face.
Yes, yes. So, three qualities to stand out in the crowd.
Key qualities to stand out, I would say, is how you treat others, because they will always remember you for the same. So that is the one thing, and I would say that would summarize all the three, because the way you treat them, either with compassion, either with trust, either with the love, you will always get that in return. So however you treat people, they will always know you for that, and that will for sure make you stand out of the crowd. So the way you treat them with respect, love, and care, and that goes on in the list.
Okay, okay, that's great to hear. I mean, kindness is the greatest thing which you can show and share in the world, because
Yes.
that's needed badly, because nobody knows that what they are facing outside, or what they are facing inside the home. And when you are meeting somebody, when we are just handling them and just smiling them and just saying hello, that works a lot.
Of course, of course. Even if some to those people who are not greeted, even if you greet some like your helps, house helps, or the school helps, even if you greet good morning and greetings, they get happiness from that. Even that small act, that might not seem a great big initiative by you, but that small act of kindness can be a great initiative for the other person.
Right, right, definitely. So, where do you see yourself down the line 10 years?
I don't know where will I be, but I just want that I'm happy there, because I just want, I should be satisfied with myself. Yes, part you've earned something, you've done with your hard work, and that's where you want it. I don't know where will I be, and I don't want to make a prediction, but I should be satisfied with myself, satisfied with what I have lived as a journey, and to be happy with myself. That's it.
Oh no, that's a pretty good thing you have asked for, right? If you are happy, it means you are doing what you like. And if you are happy, you are getting all of the things. So that's a wonderful message, Parth.
Absolutely.
I mean, I'm really impressed with your answers. Like, they are so cut to the chase and really inspiring answers. So seeing all such qualities, I wish, and I am seeing you there, happy.
Yeah, I could answer great, because your questions were such, I had to think upon and then answer. Thank you so much for having me on your show. That was a great, great talk. It was, after so many days of this, we had the discussions in the background also. So it was so inspiring. And I was waiting for today, that how many good discussion, because we've spent a number of hours on talk behind the calls as well. So that was great having me here. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much coming here and giving your great insights and knowledge and sharing your all wisdom you have learned in all these years. And like, this is all other great achievements you have done, and you are doing your activist things, and doing your curriculum, school, and having this big kind heart who's tried to support everyone and looking around and help everyone. So I just wish you all the best. Good luck for your future, and really glad, thankful to have you on the show Beyond Borders.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Looking for another show. We'll be again chit chatting and having so much fun again. Thank you so much, ma'am, once again for letting me share the views. I hope shared something meaningful which could be helpful for the others.
Definitely, you did. You did share a lot of the crust in the one episode. We will surely do other one, and we'll keep spreading that light and kindness you are sharing with the people around you. So thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for watching us.
Yes, thank you. Thanks a lot, everyone.